Welcome back to another love inspection, and today we're reviewing some of your wildest Reddit stories. So let's get our tea. These stories are taken from the Throw of My Chest subreddit. I, male 28, don't think I've ever actually loved my girlfriend, female 27. You scum! And I realized it because of something really small. What, like your wiener? We've been together for almost 3 years. No drama, no cheating, nothing obviously wrong. Cree, cree, cree. Sure, if, if that helps you sleep at night. She's genuinely a good person, thoughtful in ways that feel rare now. She remembers everything like birthdays, random things. I mentioned once how I like my coffee without me ever repeating it. She sounds so sweet, and I personally I would love to be around her, not necessarily as boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, but she sounds like a generally nice person. So that, keep on doing this. Keep on telling me how great she is, because all I'm going to do is be hating on you more. At the time, my life was messy and she was stable. Oh, so you thought that you could do something messy in someone else's life, right? Sure. Being with her felt like exhaling. Um, I'm going to say it, but you were using her, and there's not much else to say, because even if you in a relationship, you go on in the dating world, and maybe you find someone who meets your needs and whatever makes your life feel better and so on. The moment that you start a relationship with someone, this is a, this is a kind of a contract, let's say, where you understand that these benefits come with a price on them, right? And the price is showing up for the other person all of the time and loving them and supporting them and so on. So these things like are kind of a given, that you would be helping the other person, or you would be appreciating the other person and so on. So yeah. And I think I confused relief with love. I kept waiting for it to grow into something deeper. Everyone says love builds, right? Well, there's a question about is love builds or not. Um, I would say love builds, but not builds in the sense that if there's no attraction there, or you don't feel something for that person from the very beginning, you will just magically, start being attracted to that person or not. At least that's my opinion, and I think that's how it goes. You first get a sniff of that person, and you get a whiff of their interests. You get a little bit about themselves, about how they behave in certain situations, and you kind of get to see, what they're about. And usually, the greater their personalities are, and the more you find yourself attracted by them. Um, in that sense, love builds. But I mean, if you have been dating someone for 3 years and you are feeling no sense of attraction to that person, just tell them. I mean, tell them after, I don't know, a few months, not 3 years. 3 years, what? In 3 years, technically, you're, well, it depends on the story, but usually, if nothing gets in the way, you would be getting married by now. um so yeah. Let's continue with the story, because it's a long one. The moment it really hit me was about 2 months ago. We were at dinner with her friends, and someone asked how we met. She told the story like it was the best thing that ever happened to her. Well, of course, that's how someone who actually loves the other person is going to behave. They are going to be full of life and joy and, bragging in a sense to their friends about their relationship and how great their partner is and so on, or at least in the beginning. But I think that every day you show up for a person and you try to to find the things that they're good at, and their good side of things, despite the occasional slip ups, right? And I'm saying despite the occasional slip ups because there are also the other types of relationships where you shouldn't stay too much in, because if the disadvantages are outweigh the good times, let's say, that's not a relationship that benefits you. Okay, so she was telling this story, okay, laughing, adding little details, looking at me like I was the turning point in her life. And I realized I tell a completely different version of the story depending on who I'm talking to. To her, is this meaningful, almost fate like moment. To my friends, I usually say something like, yeah, we just started hanging out and it worked. Uh, that, I mean, that doesn't sound good because you kind of don't value the relationship in the same way that she does. And I guess this may be a controversial topic, but what do you think? Do you think that um the the way in a relationship, the way the each person values the relationship should be the same? Tell me in the comments. Please engage in the comments. And by the way, if you like this type of commentary and discussion, please subscribe, and let's do more, of course. And that bothered me more than I expected. Well, at least it bothered you. At least you're self-aware that it's not normal. Later that night, she fell asleep on my shoulder, as one does when someone feels safe with their boyfriend. During the Uber ride home. Doesn't that kind of mean she thinks she's safe with me no matter what? Well, yes, that does. Do you mean to tell me that you don't feel safe with her? And my first thought wasn't, I love this. It was, I could leave and she never see it come. Who in their right mind actually says that out loud? Or or thinks that once I could leave and she'll never see it come? What do you mean? I mean, okay, she'll never see it coming. You actually talk to that person if you want to leave. You don't just up and leave, you know? You're not like some sort of wild beast to just, use someone for comfort, for relief, and so on, and then just up and leave because, you know, that's what one human does. Oh my god, the goals you have, the balls this man has. That thought has been stuck in my head ever since. There are other things too. I've noticed I mirror her feelings instead of having my own. Boo-hoo. Nah, I mean, I don't have my own feelings. Oh, why? Why should you? It doesn't feel like you're. At one point, you seem self-aware. Then you just seem like you're the total airhead and in a total parallel version of this universe that you live in. So, if she's excited, I act excited because that's how someone reacts in a relationship. Someone, your partner is happy, then you're happy for them too. It's normal. If she's as upset, I step into the role of the supportive boyfriend almost automatically. It's like I've gotten really good at playing someone who's in love. I mean, do you feel that you want to play this role? Because in any type of relationship, there are roles to be played. I mean, and I'm talking about here not only romantic relationships. You step into adulthood and you make a family, and maybe someone takes a more motherly role and someone takes a more fatherly role, and so on. And it doesn't always mean that there have to be you know a, a female that takes the motherly role and so on. And based off that, in any type of situation, maybe you might play the good cop, the bad cop, the supportive boyfriend, the a boyfriend that needs to give the girlfriend a reality check, or vice versa, and so on. So we take on roles in relationships on a daily basis. I don't think that's something that you should be worrying about or should be giving you doubts about your relationship. It sounds to me like you just differ and you're trying to find reasons to leave her, but you cannot find them because she's actually a good person and a good girlfriend. So now you're just trying to grasp at straws and end the relationship in some way that would make you feel like you're a better person. And I don't think that you will. I mean, you're still a shitty person in my books, because why stay 3 years with someone if you know, usually after the first year or maybe a little bit more, if you love someone, if you want to pursue a life with them. You have already seen probably some moments where they were at their lowest, um, or they felt bad and so on. You kind of supported each other. You've seen already how they are behaving in public, how they are behaving with other people, their relationship with their family, and so on. Or at least you should have. If you haven't, then you should raise some questions somewhere up there. Um, so yeah, that's my take on this. But let's see the rest of the story. Not my family, not my job, not anything else, just me. I smiled, said something back, did all the right things, but I've not been able to unthink the fact that I might never feel the same way. Now she's talking seriously about moving in together. Okay. We're looking at apartment listings, what kind of couch we like, where we should put a desk if we both work from home. I give opinions, I participate, but it feels like I'm helping plan a life I'm not emotionally invested in. The worst part is, I don't even feel like I'm a bad person all the time. The time when I said you are self aware? Let's scratch that. You are not self aware. You are being a bad person. You are using this girl, okay? And you have been using this girl. This is why you feel guilty about it. Because in some type of way, even if it was to just, make your life a little better or get past a point where you didn't feel any purpose or things like that, which you should have solved on your own, you kind of used a relationship. And I mean, I don't blame you that much, because people generally do this, I mean, tend to find comfort in outside sources rather than within themselves. And I am guilty of that too, because at some point in my life I also did that, not necessarily using a relationship in order to find comfort, but I did have also, let's say, a habit, um, to use certain experiences in order to feel better within myself and feel more comfortable within myself. And I can get why you would think to do something like this, but I don't think you are a good person for staying this long in the relationship and not setting expectations. Okay, not setting expectations with your supposedly girlfriend, and not giving her the choice to stay within this situationship or find something better, because definitely you know that she could find something better if you gave her that choice. um Most days I turn up. I generally put my best foot forward, but I can control how I feel. I don't even know if I'm capable of loving her the same way she loves me. I can't simply leave her now, but should I even be with her forever? And that was your question, right? And the answer is no. Okay, no, you should not try to drag someone with you or drag a relationship that you know that you are not going to stay in, or you are not comfortable staying in, or you are not happy with. All right, if anything, you should think of that person and how she would react knowing that you don't love her the same way. after 3 years, I mean, you should not move in together. You should not take these big steps together. You should put your foot down and say, okay, look, I'm so sorry for doing this to you. I'm so sorry for not taking accountability for how I feel sooner. um, it's not, you are a great person, and I'm so happy that you have considered me, mm, you know, um, enough to do this for me. And then just tell her, look, I am not ready to make this step. I don't think that things are working out for me in this relationship the same way they are doing for you. And I think that it'd be better to break up or to break things off or whatever, because you deserve to feel, to be with someone who feels the same way or something like that. Take accountability for your mistake, for your action, for letting things get this far, and then let that person go, or give, at least give them a choice whether they want to stay with the possibility of you, wanting to take things further at some point, or they might just want to, explore their other possibilities and find someone who actually wants to do all of these things with them and feels, in feels the love for them and wants to love them the same way they do. Okay. X tried hitting on me after effing another dude. These people suck. Hey, this is my first post in this subreddit. Something happened and I need to talk about it. Girl, same. I mean, I always need to talk about it, so let's talk about it, okay? So, me, 23 male, and my ex, 27 female, broke up. We still casually meet to talk and even had sex once after the breakup because we both still loved each other. But I'm not here to talk about why we broke up and stuff. Then why mention it? I want to tell you what happened that helped me fully get closure with her. I sent her a message, not specifying right now because it makes the story too complicated. We need context, okay? We need all the tea, all the drama. Come on. But basically, this pissed her off a lot. She said she will make my life to hell. English is your second language for sure because it's definitely not not that good. Hitting one me, make my life to hell, and hates me and went hard in making me feel bad. This happened on a Friday, and over the weekend she went on a little trip. When she came back on Sunday, I get a message from her saying, "Hey, wanna come to my house and talk about it?" It's never just talk, is it? With exes, at least. It's never just talk. It's let's talk with our bodies. Let's talk with our mouths. Then let's talk. Come on, either you're too naive, and maybe you were, because I've been at that point too, where I was too naive, and when someone said Netflix and chill, I was not picking up on the fact that they are this more chill than Netflix. But I hope I hope you learned the lesson from this. I was happy about it as I just wanted to clear things and part our ways in a good manner. Oh, sweet summer child. That's not how things go most of the time with exes, but okay, let's keep our minds open. So I went there and we talked. It was a good conversation. We were both understanding, and I was ready to leave. Then she asked me to sleep at her place, which I obviously denied because, well, we are not together anymore. She then said, "You never do something for me. I always do things for you and that I don't want to do, but when I ask you for something, you just listen to yourself and don't care about me. What the what the actual fuck is this? What? Oh, you are not giving me sex, and I do this so much for you that I don't even wanna do because I'm not the good person that I pretend that I am, and I don't really love you that much, so that I would want to do things for you by, just simply existing within this relationship or whatever, or just because I knew you. Now I want something, something. I always want something else, not from that help, based on that help or whatever. Uh, God, that is so self-centered. If someone says me more than 3 times within the same phrase, you better run from that because it's always going to be about them. It's never going to be about us, okay? You know, it's never going to be about the couple. It's never going to be about the relationship. It's going to be me, 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 me. What I want, what I don't want, what you don't give me, and so on. She started being sad based again, well, as one does, especially when they are narcissistic, especially when they only care about themselves. All right. She also said she doesn't want to have sex. Sure, that's what she said. Just one last night of cuddling together. That's how it starts. A cuddle here, a touch there, and then you just have your clothes off. uh, Jesus, be fucking for real. Then, when we went to fall asleep in bed, she started getting horny. I told you so. I didn't even have to read. Okay, I just knew it. God, trying to start having sex with me. This literally happened like six times. God, this woman does not have any, I don't know, not morals, any, self-respect to just, stop after the first time someone denies it. Oh God. You are a true man for if you were able to resist that. But I always told her, yo, you just said you don't want to have sex, what's going on? She never really replied. It just felt like she wanted to say something but didn't. Well, now I almost feel bad. Maybe she just, you know felt bad and wanted to have sex and whatever, and she just wanted to not talk about it and just do it. But uh, come on, you are exes, and you should remain that for a reason. You are exes. Jesus. Okay, did you talk about having a friends with benefits type of thing? Was this a conversation, or did it just happened that day? It just felt like she wanted to say something but didn't. But I had a weird feeling. We, by the way, also talked about the friends with benefits before, but I made her very clear that I do not want to have sex with her, knowing that she also has other guys. So there was no way for me to have a friends with benefits with her. Firstly, okay, you are valid for wanting that, but I don't know, you have to decide if you are exes or not, because if you are exes and I don't know, she proposes a friends with benefits type of situation or whatever, you can choose that, but you also have to take it into account that she might date other guys. And if you're not comfortable with that and you have communicated that you did, um, it's fine. I mean, that is a boundary that she should not cross, of course. After the seventh time, oh my god, there was a seventh time. She wanted to initiate one time for every day in the next week, I guess. um, um, I said fuck it and would have been ready to go for one last breakup sex. Oh God, you are not better than her. Okay, you don't even know if you are just exes or not. One last time that means that this happened before too. Okay, and it has been happening for a while. So maybe you should really enforce that boundary that you have set up. That you don't want a friends with benefits type of situation because you know that she might be also dating other guys, and that's fair to her. I mean, she doesn't have to be loyal to you if you're just exes, right? um but before I asked her, did you have sex with someone else, which she then replied, yes, some kissing around and decaction. Decaction, who even says decaction? I I imagine someone like with an erection and then just shooting. Big action. I am going to take inspiration from that, but oh, I haven't laughed so hard in a long time. God, in the club yesterday, bruh, being pissed at me because of the message on Friday. She went fucking another guy in a club on Saturday, and then asked me to come over on Sunday again. Here are quotes from here that stuck in my head. Look, you are exes, okay? I mean, all things aside, because this is a hot mess, okay? We can all agree on that. But that aside, if you are exes with someone, that person has the right to do anything she pleases. If she decides to have a blast and get drunk and get fucked, whatever, it's her right. If she proposes to you to have sex or whatever, it's also her right to initiate. Of course, if you already told her, look, I don't want to have a friends with benefits type of thing, because I can do that, because you have said that you can't do that, she has been fucking with other guys or whatever, then enforce that boundary and say, no, I don't want this. If you continue, I'm going to go. I just want to spend time with you. Maybe try to just be friends without benefits, but that's it. That's all I'm going to offer, because I know that you are the type to also sleep with other guys, or maybe you have done this and I'm not comfortable with it. Okay, or if we want friends with benefits, then it's going to be only with me, but that's unfair to her, because you don't have the same, you cannot have the same privileges as you did once before when you were together, when you were a couple. All right, to dedicate herself to you. So it's ultimately her choice if she wants to do that or not, and it's also your choice if you are comfortable with her doing the action with someone else or not. Okay, the easiest way to get over someone is to get under someone else. I mean, that's a saying that circulates around the internet a lot. So um but is it so wrong? I mean, oh, why is it so wrong? You just want some pleasure. It's not that wrong. And your exes. So I recognize that that's not what I needed, stopped him during sex and went back to the party. Or it's hard to find someone good in bed. I can understand that too. Not everyone, let's say, is experienced enough to last for more than 5 minutes. I'm sorry, do not come at me for this, but it's the truth, right? Or sex with you was always the best. Before this, I always had this thought of she's my woman in my head, and for some reason couldn't let go of it. But now that I know she was with another man, I suddenly felt free. Oh, okay. I mean, you were in your Delulu era. um, I don't know what you expected, okay? I mean, you are not together anymore. You were exes at the time. You didn't ask her to be, to try again as a couple. You If you don't make those expectations clear within yourself and then within your relationship to her, then of course someone is going to either get hurt or felt dragged along, or things like this might happen. I think you're both kind of the assholes here, even though you haven't asked about whether you're an asshole or not. But I think you're both kind of the assholes here, because you haven't enforced your boundaries with her. You have played into this delusion of yours that she's my woman or whatever. She was not your woman from the moment that you broke up. Okay, from that moment where you decided to text her a breakup text, she is not your woman anymore. She decides whether she wants to go party, she wants to go have a succession or whatever. She has rights over her own body. Okay. On another hand, she should have respected you enough to, be upfront with you, not having you to ask about whether she had sex with someone else or whatever. Um, or I don't know, be more mature about all this process. Okay. But I think you both should have proceeded with this in a different way. Okay, let me know. Let me know of your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about this situation? Are both people at fault here? What would you do if you were in his shoes? Um, then, once she told me about this, a lot of pressure fell from my shoulders, and I totally understood her. We broke up so she can do whatever she wants, and if that's what makes her happy, sure. The only part, but wait, you broke up after this? You didn't break up before? Something is not adding up. I don't understand. You broke up for the seventh time again. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm being a little old meanie here, I guess. But it's the truth. The truth hurts, maybe. The only part that's maybe a bit disappointing is that she didn't tell me and try to get me to have sex with her again without telling me what happened the night before. Yeah, that's for sure. I can understand that. I can get behind that. She should have told you, look, I had sex with someone yesterday. Um, I want to be able to have a friends with benefits with you if you're comfortable. So I really find you sexy and attractive and whatever. Beside whatever, we have a past. I'm more comfortable with whatever. Well, things of that nature can progress, but you have to be honest with each other. I mean, you can't expect to sleep with another person every day and then everyone should, to be comfortable with it if you don't communicate that to them. This happened 3 days ago. You need to know we are in the same. How old are you again? We are in the same class. You didn't say how old are you. Hmm. Side eye. How how old are you, and why are you behaving like that? I mean, from the fact that you are in your Delulu era, it tells me that you are not that old. So maybe, maybe you're in your 20s, maybe even less. You need to know we're in the same class, so we still see each other every day, which doesn't really matter to me anymore, as I already described before. Sure, that's all people say when they just broke up with their ex. It doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm not doing that anymore, and whatever. And then 3 months later, you always find those people that they are dating their ex again. So I'm more than happy to not be together with her anymore and see her as a normal friend. Okay, fair. Now the weird part. Since this happened, I feel like she searches for more contact to me again, looking at me, texting me, and I don't understand what she wants. Like, can't she just let it be and we both move on with our lives? She was the one getting in bed with another dude, right? Because you broke up with her. Because you told her that your relationship is over. Like it maybe itches her that I reacted the way I did when she told me she was with another dude. Maybe she wanted me to be sad or angry about it. Maybe that is so childish to think that you know in both ways. It's so childish to think that if you get with someone else, you're going to make them jealous or whatever, or they should care or be angry or try to get a reaction out of someone in order to do that. No, just talk, for God's sake. This is pissing me off already. But this is a small one, okay? So it's just a small one. If you want to stay, I will be so happy. And of course, do subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe because I want to reach out to you more often. And in order to do that, I also need the algorithm to help me. So engage in the comments, subscribe, and so on. My husband slept with his ex-wife. Okay, really getting into it from the get-go. I don't like talking about this, but my sister has made me see a counselor and he's encouraging me to write down my feelings. That is a good thing. From one person who is usually a little bit more reserved about talking about one's feelings, I can tell you that it really helps to write down your feelings. And since the AI and all the LMs um, have been out, it has really helped me to just talk. Use use Gemini as an unpaid therapist, basically. No, I'm joking. Just talk about my feelings and just write them down and whatever. It's almost a cathartic experience. So I don't want to tell everyone I know. They already know the bare bones version, and that's too much. I can understand that, especially if you feel that people might judge you, or maybe they might switch the blame on you or whatever, things like that. I can understand why you would be reserved. My husband slept with his ex-wife. I, female 34, have been married to him, male 39, for a year, and together for a total of 4 years. He's been married once before. He got divorced 10 years ago because his ex-wife left him for someone else. Why, why would you, as a man, a woman, a person with morals and with a brain, want to sleep with someone who has cheated on you before and cheat with them on another person? Are, are you lacking brains? I feel like you have to lack brains in order to just give in that. So let's continue. Um, because his ex-wife left him for someone else. He's never given me any indication he still has feelings for her. I was naive. A few months ago, he had sex with her before her wedding. What? Before her wedding? Oh, so she wasn't. It doesn't matter. She wasn't married. She was with somebody else. Jesus. Oh, this is so messy. The only reason I even knew about it is because she's pregnant and her own husband isn't the father. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, this is 50 shades of mess. This story gains the crown of the day. The most the messiest story of the day. Here you go. Let me the crown goes to you. Okay, for the messiest story of the day, throw count at 79. Oh my god. Uh, my husband admitted to me he had sex with because she asked him to. She asked him to. What? She wants your man and she wants to destroy your relationship or his relationship. I think she's one of the types that she cannot see somebody else happy, because why would she ask him to do that knowing she we'll get married. Ugh, this is just stupid, stupid and messy. But I love it. It makes for good context. So I keep thinking about my 14-year-old stepson and how he's feeling. Oh, God, there's a child involved as well. Uh, I know I'm not the first person to be cheated on, but I can't explain how much it hurt me. Of course, I mean cheating always hurts. It's normal that you feel disrespected, you feel devalued, you feel, uh, at times if someone else leaves you for somebody else, you feel like everything that you have known is a lie, or you don't feel like you can trust somebody after that truly. You try to find faults within relationships or thing. You have your safe space is broken, basically, so you need to find that safe space again. And yeah, I can totally understand you. My sister has taken me in. My brother is a solicitor and he's found me someone to represent me in my divorce. I don't know what I would do without them. I feel broken and heartbroken. That's how I feel, and it should be obvious to my counselor. I Yes, it's probably obvious, but uh, it helps you to process your feelings if you talk and write about them. Okay, and this works for any type of feelings. I mean, frustration, whatever, anger issues. When you go to a counselor or a therapist for anger issues, for example, um, that therapist will usually give you some tools like a journal, maybe, or certain habits to pick up on in order to avoid confrontation or avoid expressing your anger in unhealthy ways. It will give you healthy ways to cope with your anger. For example, if you go for a walk, okay, whenever you feel angry or you inform the other person in the conversation, look, I feel I'm getting angry right now. I might need my space to cool down, and we can revisit this in 2 hours from now after I cool down for a bit. Okay, let me think about it and stuff like that. Okay, or write in a journal or your feelings and sort them out. And the same is here. Whenever you go through some sort of experience, a bad experience usually, it helps you to just write things down and to be able to sort your feelings out and sort what you want to do from this point forward. And we have also an update to this story. I am divorced. Yay! Yay! I feel so happy for you. The final order was granted yesterday. I, female 35, am still seeing the counselor, but I don't know if it's helping very much. Oh, I'm sorry for that, but let's see. My ex-husband, male 40, betrayed me. We had only been married for just over a year when I found out what he had done. People keep asking me when I'm going to start dating again. I don't want to, and that's fair. Okay, take your time, sort your feelings out, sort your life out, find your safe space within yourself again, and then start dating and start don't get into a relationship right away. Start getting to know a person, start getting to know their habits. Do it in at a point where you don't think that you're going to try to find faults within relationships, or you're going to try to compare your newer relationships with your old relationship. Okay, because all of us are different people, so we deserve to be treated with the same respect, okay, that we want from the other person. I have only I will never get over this. God, you're breaking my heart with this. You are going to get over this, okay? Hear me out. You are going to get over this, and you are going to step into the world and be happier. I have only seen my ex husband once since I left him, My stepson went to my workplace and my ex-husband was the one who came and picked him up. I feel absolutely terrible for my stepson. He is 15 years old now and his life has been turned upside down. I can understand that. It will be very hard to navigate a divorce because a family unit has been shattered, and it's not only your safe space that has been affected, it's also his. And as I think that the most you can do is show up for your son, be there for him if he needs to talk things out. um, do not try to reject him if he brings up the topic of the divorce and whatever, because I know how hard it must feel to have someone else, especially your son, talk about this with you when you yourself haven't sorted things out for yourself. So just try to do the best you can, and I think that will be enough for your son. He came to see me because he said he missed me and he didn't want me and my ex-husband to get divorced. Oh. He told me his mother and father hate each other and barely speak. It broke my heart that day, and I wish I could do something to help him. Maybe you can take him in. I'm not sure of the terms of the divorce or whatever. Maybe you said stepson, so maybe it's his own son. You know. So yeah, I am so sorry to hear that, and I know your heart must be breaking for the child. Maybe you can still offer him the possibility to spend time with you, you know. But I think the most you can do is to take it one day at a time and try to rebuild your life. Okay, try to rebuild yourself first, so you can show up for that child as well if they need to talk with you, or have someone be there for them. I never want to see my ex-husband again, but I will always care about my stepson, and that's how you should think. I'm so happy that you said that. And I hate my ex-husband for what he did. We all do. Okay? We all do. And that was it for today's video, guys. And I hope you like this video. And if you like it, please comment down below more love inspections or love inspection or whatever, something like that, in order for me to know that you want more content like this. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to get notified for our latest videos. For now, bye bye.